Today we test the different types of durabilities on weapons to figure out what does what and how it affects your overall crafting of the weapons. I tested all the different durability possibilities. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. Durability possibilities several times, and I have the results over there in the chest on swords, and then I did a little testing on daggers, bows, and spears just to see if the results transferred over from the swords. And be sure to watch the end of the video where I show you a super easy way to get maximum life out of your weapons. So let's go over here to the workbench and let me show you guys what is going on. So basically you've got an amber sword and you've got a sapphire sword. Now if you want speed, go with ruby. If you want knockback, go with emerald sword. I did not test these. If these are the 2 attributes that you want on your sword, you're just going to go with those anyways. So that kind of pushed them out of the testing. I took the sapphire and I made a sword, made several swords, and took the amber, made several swords with that and tested them. And you might be asking yourself, okay, why? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is, see that extra rune slot there? So that extra rune slot gives you the ability to throw on durability 3. And so that becomes the question. Does this sword here last longer than this sword here with this buffed durability? And then, you know, a lot of people, they want to know, hey, I want a gold and sapphire sword so I can have 4 rune slots so I can upgrade my sword and really dial it in to whatever it is that I'm using it for. So let's go look and see what buff that durability 3, how does durability 3 stand up to the amber durability buff and the iron durability buff. Here are the results. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so let me explain this a little bit. What we have here is each weapon with what the weapons are made of, and you can see here there's damage on each weapon. What I did is I fought 80 blast rollers with each of these weapons. So 80. It took me a minute, but it only takes you a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. What I did after my testing is I went in and I measured each one of these. So I have percentages for you guys. So I started off with a base sword, which was a sapphire and gold sword. And after fighting 80 rollers, it only had 13% of its health left. And then I went ahead and I threw on durability 3 onto the sword. And when I did that, it brought the sword all the way up to 42% of durability left after testing. And then I would say I went to my base for the iron and amber. And this was really interesting. This sword actually only had 35% of its durability left, which means that the sword that had the 4 rune slots, with one of them being durability 3, beat the sword that had the double buffs of both iron and amber, which I was very, very surprised by that. I really thought that this sword was going to win, or at least beat the durability 3, but it didn't. I went on to test more. I tested the amber with the gold hilt. That had 30% of its health left. And then I went on to test the iron and sapphire sword, and it had 22% left. Then I went on to test out a gold sapphire with durability 3 on it, and this one had 50% of its health left. So if you're looking for a sword that is going to be strong and give you 2 slots to upgrade the runes, this would be the sword for you, most definitely. So if you're someone like me that likes to have 4 runes, one of them is going to be durability 3, and the other 3 can be whatever you want, you're going to want to go with this gold and sapphire sword. So really, at the end of the day, if you like the runes, this is what you're going to go with. If you like the durability, and you're tired of chasing down essences for everything, you're going to go with this sword. And again, that's even part of this testing was, were we able to craft ourselves out of having to track down and go through the process of putting on an extra rune on our weapon, or could we save it? And honestly, at the end of the day, it looks like we can't. It looks like durability 3 is just a really, really good rune to have on any of your weapons that you're looking to run. And then at the end of the day, I had to do this. I threw the iron and the amber and durability 3 on a weapon, and this thing had 56% durability left after my testing. So overall, here are the results from the sword, and really this is just some knowledge for you to put into your book and have in your back pocket when you go to craft. And I did test this on the spear and the crossbow, so you can see that the results did carry over and were pretty close to the same results that I got with the swords. And real quick, if you are looking to get the maximum amount of quality and usage out of your weapons and you're not going into the Storm King battle anytime soon, then you can do this little trick where you use your sword up. Let's get that dagger. So you go over and you craft up the perfect weapon, and you want to use this thing as much as possible. And you'll go out and you'll fight and you'll fight and you'll fight, and the durability will go down and it'll get pretty low. I would not recommend getting this low, but use it up maybe 3/4 of the way. And then you can come over to your legendary forge. When you come over to your legendary forge, you can apply these rift crystals and take this amber epic sword right on up to a rifted sword. What that did is that opened up a meter down at the very bottom of the dagger that you now fill up by fighting enemies. Once you defeated enough enemies, your weapon will then become legendary, giving you a massive durability buff and allowing you a 3rd bar of durability to burn through on your weapon. This by far is the most efficient way to use your weapon. And honestly, if you're not going to go fight the Storm King, I would definitely use this method to get the full maximum life out of your weapons, because man, essence is expensive. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, I think you might enjoy this video also, so be sure to check it out. Bye!